Creepypastas suck. Hello there. Today we'll be talking about creepypastas, but not the ones that you may be familiar with, but the ones that you don't want to be familiar with. What I mean by that is I'm going to be reading out really bad creepypastas for your amusement. This is an idea that I had seen many other YouTubers do the exact same, and I said, hey, what a wonderful time to be. And I said, I'm gonna do the exact same shit. So I decided to find 3 of the absolute worst written creepypastas from these videos that I saw. 2 of them are SpongeBob related, because SpongeBob is scary. And one of them, I'll just let you find out later in the video. The first one we decided to read is SpongeBob SquarePants, Battle of the Dead. Okay, I just want to say that I love SpongeBob and all of the games! And I had a copy of SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom, but it got ruined due to my baby sisters. I had moved to a new house, and when I got to my room, I found a chest in the closet. I thought to myself that this was left behind. There was a note, and inside was a key. The note said, "Whoever finds this chest must destroy the disc, or he'll come for you too." I thought to myself, who is he? So I got the key and opened the chest, and the label was scratched off, and in black Sharpie on the disc it said SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom. I was very excited. It looked like it would work for my PS2. So I booted the game and put my memory card in. It started really weirdly. First off, the title said SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for the Dirt, and SpongeBob was weird too. He was cut in half where you could see his brain. I was shocked to see this, but I thought it was just a glitch. But it was no glitch. I pressed start and there was a save file already. So I started the file. I was scared. There were no robots, just bodies. I was horrified. Larry, Patrick, Sandy, Mrs. Puff, and even Plankton was dead on the ground. I was crying. SpongeBob said, "Are you happy?" I got a choice of yes and no. I chose no. SpongeBob said, "Are you lying?"
Why the fuck you?
It sounded like he was crying. I chose no. He said, "Yeah." He said, "You are lying."
Why the fuck you?
I was crying. "No, SpongeBob." "No, I'm not." He said, "Look behind you, AJ." There were 2 things. How did he know my name? And what was behind me? I turned my head slowly to see a bloodied SpongeBob. He had a knife. He said, "You lied to me." I grabbed a chainsaw and sawed the doll in half. I took the disc out and broke it in half with my bare hands and threw it in the garbage can by the road. I will never play a SpongeBob game ever again. There's multiple things to say about this shit. First off, what? Were you playing this in your garage? Second off, why is SpongeBob asking if he's happy? And then he chooses no, and then he says, "Are you lying?" What do you mean? The last thing to point out on this shit is he turned around to see a bloodied SpongeBob who has a knife and can speak. I'm sorry, a bloody SpongeBob doll who has a knife and can speak. And then he grabs a chainsaw. And so I will never play a SpongeBob game ever again, is how that story ends.
That's very traumatizing.
I know, this is the thought of turning around and seeing a SpongeBob doll. The next one we read was called SpongeBob SquarePants Lost Tape. One day, I was taking a walk outside when I found a tape labeled SpongeBob SquarePants Lost Tape written crudely in marker. I thought, I haven't seen SpongeBob in a while. Plus it used to be my favorite show. So I took it home. Big mistake. Because taking it home was the big mistake. I put the tape in my VHS player and it started. The normal intro played, but then it cut to static for a few seconds, then for a split second, an image came onto the screen. Huh? I said to myself. I paused and rewound it. I couldn't believe what I saw. A terrifying image of Squidward looking in a hyper-realistic style of animation. I unpaused it and the episode continued. The show started off with SpongeBob playing in his front yard. Then Squidward opened his window and yelled, "SpongeBob, will you be quiet? I have to practice for a concert tonight." SpongeBob started to cry and said, "Sorry." And then it cut to static for about 5 minutes. It cut to black and then the episode continued. Huh, strange, I said to myself. Now this is when things go dark. Squidward was playing at his concert. Then his face began to twist. Soon, all the characters' faces began to twist in unmentionable ways. I started to get creeped out. Soon, their faces turned red. Then it cut to static. And then it showed pictures of characters from Sesame Street Episode 0. What the fuck? What the? I was immediately cut off by a blast of loud static. Then it cut to black. It showed the title card for Sesame Street Episode 0. White German text appeared. It was very quick and I didn't get to translate it right away. Then the episode ended. Months later. Months have passed since. I had destroyed the tape, so I could not get any screenshots or anything. Apparently, the German text means death will do us part, and no info on who created this tape has been found. Yet.
Fascinating.
There's so many things wrong with this shit. And it's so short, but there's so many things wrong with it. One day I was taking a walk outside when I found a tape labeled, so you're just going outside and you're finding random tapes. The shit said do not watch, and you said, oh, I haven't seen SpongeBob in a while, so I'm gonna put it in my VHS player. Why do you still have a VHS player? Then it cut to static for about 5 minutes. So you were sitting there for 5 minutes watching static. And I mean, that's one thing that's an obvious thing you can like nitpick on. Yeah, you were sitting there watching static for about 5 minutes. But it gets even worse when you apply logic to it, because just before this he said he paused and rewound the tape when he saw a weird hyper-realistic, spelled with a K by the way, image of Squidward. So why couldn't you pause and fast forward through all that static instead of sitting there and watching that shit for 5 minutes? It showed pictures of characters from Sesame Street Episode 0. What is a Sesame Street? What the fuck is a Sesame Street Episode 0? What does a title card for Sesame Street Episode 0 look like? Google doesn't even know what that looks like. There is nothing here. Look, okay. Go to Google right now and look up Sesame Street Episode 0 title card. You will find absolutely nothing. I had looked up on Google Sesame Street Episode 0 title card. I didn't get a single result. And somehow this guy knows what Sesame Street Episode 0 title card looks like. Not to mention that you put Sesame Street Episode 0 in a fucking story about SpongeBob. But disregard all the Sesame Street episodes bullshit, right? White German text appeared. It was very quick, so I didn't get to translate it right away. Remember that for a second. I had destroyed the tape, so I could not get any screenshots or anything. Apparently, the German text means "Des du us part." How do you know? How can you translate that shit when literally the sentence before you said, "I had destroyed the tape, so I could not get any screenshots of anything"? Apparently, the German text means "Death will do us part," and no info on who created this tape has been found yet. So how do you know what German text has said, but you have absolutely no idea what it said? How do you know it was German? Because it went by very quick. So how do you know it was German? It was very quick. And then why didn't you just rewind it? If you have the ability to pause and rewind it, why didn't you just do that? And then the very last one that we decided to read was called Wow Wow Wubsy. Lost episode. I used to like this show, but I am never watching it again. Enjoy my story. It all started when I was woke up in the middle of the night by the Wow Wow Wubsy theme song. I turned off my TV before I went to sleep, but I did not care. I was not tired. So I watched Wow Wow Wubsy. But when it said wow 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 at the end of the theme, it repeated about 8 times, and the last time it was in a deep voice. Then it showed the title card that said Wubsy the Killer. That was strange because Wow Wow Wubsy is a kid's show. I was freaked out when I watched it. It started out with Wubsy and Widget's house. It started out with Wubsy in Widget's house, and Wubsy asked if she can come in his house. Widget said,
No.
Here is when it gets freaky.
Jackpot!
Wubsy gets mad and pulls out a gun. He runs to Widget and puts the gun in Widget's mouth. He shoots and blood splatters.
Oh my god!
Then Wubsy went to Walden's house and pulled out a knife. It then cut to black for 10 seconds. After that it shows Walden's dead body up close. The episode ended and I realized it was shorter than most of the time. I then went to sleep hoping it was a dream. I woke and saw some news about the episode on some news channel. I stopped watching and forgot all about the episode and lived normally again. There's less things to say about this shit. I mean, it's a terrible creepypasta. It's about fucking Wow Wow Wubsy. What the fuck do I say about this shit? It's a fucking Wow Wow Wubsy creepypasta. It's not even a good one. It's actually the worst one. It is the worst creepypasta ever. Wow Wow Wubsy creepypasta. These are terrible fucking creepypastas, and I cannot believe I decided to sit through and read through each one of these. Oh my fucking god, bro. I need a fucking break. And that is the video. I really do hope you enjoy. I enjoy making content like this. I hope to be able to provide you with more content similar to this in the future. That means you get to hear me lose my shit over some stupid shit I found on the internet. What the fuck did I put myself into?
You should be the last nigga to talk on your head like the top of my fucking dick. Yeah, ew, looking ass, sharp, pointy ass head.
You talk about my head and I'ma fuck your mom with it.
Nigga, my mama cookie. You like fucking cookies, nigga?
Yeah, and I eat them too. Just like I'ma eat that bitch out.
God damn, Patrick got some fat chinks.
I hate this channel.
No, no!
Mr. Krabs.